Hello again. Um, Said I'd make a video yesterday. My bad. Didn't have time. Ran out of time. Had a lab at 6, classes, working out, all that good shit. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Nutrition. What do I recommend people eat? This is a big one. I mean, first of all, I'm not perfect when it comes to eating. I mean, I've had slip ups. I've eaten like chips and candy and stuff, but I still lost weight. So what you got to realize is if you're on the path to lose weight, um, and you slip up and you have, let's say, a bag of chips or something like that, it's not the end of the world. Okay, pick yourself up, move on, eat something healthy the next day. Okay, just get right back into the swing of things. Just kind of shrug it off, like meh, nothing happened. All right. It's not going to set you back 2 freaking weeks. Okay, it's not. It's a minor setback. It's a kink. You're still working out the bugs. So what do I recommend that you guys eat? Let's see. Whenever I want to lose weight, first of all, calculate what you need for calories. Okay, you can do this online. You can go to a nutritionist. You can ask your doctor. Get help with that. Okay, find out what you need for your caloric intake, because I can't tell you off the top of my head. There's a bunch of equations that you have to go through to find out. What's your. I mean, first of all, you should be eating enough to actually live. Your basal metabolic rate. Okay, you should be taking in that much. But really try to mainly shoot for like a calorie deficit of about 500 calories to 700 calories per week for healthy weight loss. You don't want to just drop all this weight, because a lot of it isn't going to be it's not all going to be fat that you're going to be losing too if you're inadequately nourished. It's going to be muscle and just maybe some like your organs, and so your body's going to start metabolizing your protein in your muscles if you're not getting enough protein and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you really have enough to eat, and you're nourished too, because if you're not, then yeah, that could spell trouble. So yeah, messy here, I know. So what type of foods should you eat? I mean, this is just my opinion. This is what worked for me. Really, I ate anything that I could grill and it would taste good. I know some of you are gonna be smart asses and be like, "Well, you can grill, grilled cheeses and stuff like that." Okay, fine. Don't eat grilled cheeses; they're bad for you. The cheese is very fattening. You can have them once in a while, okay? But the cheese is bad for you. When I say that, I mean all natural foods. I mean, if you were to take, like, what's that example? I'll be right back. I mean, this banana, for example, I know it's kind of gay. You guys will be like, "Oh, banana." This is all natural because, I mean, as you can already see, it's starting to rot. Okay. I mean, if you set it on, if I left this out for another week, I wouldn't want to eat it. It'd be disgusting and ripe and shitty. That's the type of food that you want to eat. The food that you don't want to eat would be something like this: a Reese's. If I was to unwrap this and set it on the table or on my desk or what have you for a good 3 weeks, I'd come back and I could eat it a week later because of the preservatives in it. So that's the main thing. It's the preservatives in food. If you look on the label and you can't you can't really read anything because it says dioxypentate or they're all preservatives. It's all chemicals. Do you want? I mean, if someone handed you a vial of that and said, "Okay, here, drink this," you'd be like, "What? Fuck you! No way! I'm not drinking sodium triopentate. I'm not that. No, fuck off." I mean, but in essence, when people eat these so-called health bars, that's what they're eating. They're eating the sodium and they're eating all these preservatives and all that crap, and that's getting stored in your body. Now, it's a toxin to your body. We're not adapted to eat crap like that. Okay, back 10,000 years ago, I mean, shit, up to like I think when they started preserving foods, I don't quote me on my history, but it was probably the 1850s, the 1800s, 1900s. So I mean, we haven't really been exposed to it long enough for our bodies to adequately metabolize it. So how does our body respond to a threat where it's presented with this threat of chemicals? It encapsulates it in a fat globule. So a lot of the fat in people is because of the preservatives in the food. So, you know, you have a bunch of pretzels, there's preservatives in there. Okay, your body's going to recognize the carbohydrates and the sugars and the proteins in the pretzel. But it's also, when it's breaking it down and metabolizing it and you're digesting it, it's going to see all these toxins and it's going to go, oh fuck, what do I do with this shit? Oh, you know what? I'll encapsulate it in some fat. Okay? Um, Now, granted, overeating also plays another part in it. If you take in more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight. But your body will also store fat. Will also store these preservatives in fat. So that's why sometimes you see these really, I mean, they're thin individuals, but they always seem to have that little layer of belly fat, like right down, like, well, on their lower abs. That's not because they eat like shit. Well, technically they do, but that's not because they don't eat too much. It's because they're still eating those foods that have those preservatives in it, and their body is storing them in those fat cells to kind of, you know, keep them away from the rest of the body, because your body really can't use that stuff to actually fuel itself. So the best bet I can give you for nutrition is just to eat stuff that comes from the earth. I mean, just, you know, potato. Get all. I mean, don't stay away from bread. This whole grain bread shit. It's good for you, but it has preservatives in it. Yeah, it gets moldy and shit like that. But I mean, I'm not really a big fan of bread. Um, get all your carbs naturally. Get them from potatoes. Get them from starches. Get them from. I mean, yeah, potatoes. I just said that, starches. Wow. Potatoes, corn. Trying to think. Peas, I think, are high in starch. But just get all your carbs. Get everything. Get all your nutrients naturally. What do I think of protein powders? I mean, well, I don't know. Same concept, I guess. You're still taking in the, you know, there's preservatives in that stuff. I mean, there's protein in it. That's why, you know. But I mean, I think if you really want to trim down and slim down and actually, you know, boom, cut the weight. I think the best way to really go, at least for me, was I just found eating all natural foods was the way to go. Preparing them, how should you prepare it? Let's see. Well, I'd grill everything personally. I'd grill my potatoes. I'd grill my protein. If I had like eggs or something like that, like egg whites, I'd boil it. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you really are interested in losing weight, the food isn't gonna be that good. Okay, it's gonna taste like shit. Okay, I mean, you're gonna go from, and I know this too because I was fat. You're gonna go from, okay, hey, here's all my good tasting shit, and now I'm making such a big change. Now I'm not adding the butter. I'm not adding the salt, the pepper, the seasoning. I'm not eating the fried stuff, and your body's gonna recognize that. I mean, I know to use out. I know that. I know. I was once fat. Okay, so I know what it's like to go from eating really tasty food that's not good for you to really healthy food that is good for you. You know, I mean, we're addicted. You know, when you were once fat, you're addicted to food. I mean, it is really an addiction. I mean, there are chemicals in your brain, dopamine. When you eat, it tastes good. You know, you associate that, man, this tastes really good. You know, that feeling that triggers an addiction. So then you get addicted to eating because you want that high of this really tastes good. I mean, it really is an addiction. It's a psychological addiction, but it can be overcome. You just have to think, you know, this is the reason why I'm fat. You know, it's the Reese's, it's the chips, it's the pretzels that made me fat. It tastes good. It's like a drug. Okay, I mean, you know, like you look at heroin and cocaine. Those are drugs. They're really bad for you, but they make you feel good. But they can kill you. Same thing with eating like shit. It's really good. It tastes great, but it can kill you. I mean, and it will eventually. You know, if anyone here is sitting this watching this and they're 100 pounds, 70 pounds overweight, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but you will eventually die. Okay, you're going to develop early onset diabetes. You're going to get arterial sclerosis. You're going to get plaque in your arteries. You're just going to get all this nasty shit that's going to happen. You're going to have hypertension, high blood pressure. Okay, that's going to put so much strain on your heart, and you're going to die of heart disease. You're going to be constantly stressed. You know, your body's going to be also under all sorts of stress. Your heart, your organs, your liver, your kidneys, everything. Your digestive system is going to have to process all that shit. You know, it's not good for you. And what you're eventually going to learn, too, is you're going to reprogram your mind. Okay? You're going to eventually say to yourself, you know, eating healthy is good. You're going to feel good. After a while, like anything else, you're going to detox. I promise. I promise you. I promise you. You're going to eventually detox. Okay, when I say detox, I mean after maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks of eating really healthy foods, preparing stuff without the salt, the pepper. Well, you can put a little bit of salt, but the salt, the heavy salt, the butter, the fat, the grease, everything. Um, you're eventually gonna find that you're not gonna want it anymore. Or if you do eat it, I mean, just try this. Begin your weight loss journey today. Diet, nutrition, exercise. Okay, eat right for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, go out and order McDonald's. Seriously, try it. Go out, order a Big Mac, or order the shit that you would normally want to eat, and eat that. Okay? After your transformation. I shouldn't say after 3 weeks. I should say after your transformation, because 3 weeks, I mean, you'd probably still be addicted to it. But you're going to eat it after 90 days or 180 days or however long you want your transformation to be of eating really good food and eating healthy food. You're going to find that your body's going to reject it. And you're going to feel like shit. You're not going to feel good. You're going to feel like there's a fucking rock right in your stomach. And that's because your body has detoxed. Because your body has cleared out all the shit. Your body has gotten rid of the preservatives. Your body has gotten rid of, you're not addicted to food anymore. You can eat healthy. So, eat healthy. And don't, if you slip up, if you say, one day you're just, one of your friends, your roommates, because I'm in college, so it's like, I have roommates and they're great guys, and sometimes I'll order a pizza, or they'll be like, let's order a pizza, and you slip up one day and you order a pizza and you have 3 slices of pizza. Move on. Okay, don't dwell on it. Don't think, oh God, I'm not going to lose the weight. It just means that, no, you know what? It happened to me. Okay? There were days where at lunch or something like that, when I was back losing weight, when I just picked up an ice cream bar. Like, I got an ice cream bar, a bag of Cheetos, and I just eat that. Okay? And that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You pick yourself up and you move on. And don't make healthy eating into a chore. I mean, find foods that you like. I mean, shit, like I said, grill everything. You know what I mean? Have decent amounts of grilled protein and all that good stuff, like grilled chicken, grilled fish. Make it, you're going to learn to like it. I mean, it's going to be hard at first, but, someone once said, don't live to eat, eat to live. Eat the good foods. There's the shitty foods. They're there. Just don't eat them. Maintain that willpower, maintain that focus, and you will lose the weight. Nutrition is such a huge part, and people need to know that. You can diet, you can exercise and work out all you want, but if you eat like shit and you just put back those calories that you just burned off, you're not going to see any results. Simple as that. So that's my little blog for today about nutrition. I'm going to do another blog right after this, just following how I feel. So I'm going to have nutritional diaries, and I'm going to just try to do this every day, just so that you guys can get a feel for, when I'm not perfect, and I do slip. Like last night I had some pretzels and some Reese's. You know what? That's the old me coming back. But today, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do good. I'm going to do better. So, stay healthy, guys, and inspire yourselves to change.